Alright, here we go with a little bit of nighttime chess. Funny thing about nighttime chess, the rules of nighttime chess, the exact same as daytime chess. You can actually play chess 24 hours a day and the rules will be the same. So that's one less thing to worry about, so happy days. Now another thing to worry about is our opponent coming in here with I think this is a Rossolimo attack on our Sicilian. So I'm going to try and finagle this bishop out of here. If they want to take there, we're more than happy to get took. If they want to back away, that'll work today. We're going to fianchetto here just because there's a bit of clutter. There's a bit of clutter before we can actually get our bishop developed. And look, I think there's a bit of tension there. We'll get castled. No harm in getting castled. And I think we're going to strike in the center after that. Let's strike away. Knight's defended twice, 3 times. Over defended. Which is normally a good thing, but we've got resources. We should use them where they're most effective. And in this case, that's this pawn striking in the center. Okay. I don't hate that. But how best to punish? Half thinking of pushing here, but then that allows this fella to come in here or here, both of which are gorgeous squares, lovely squares. Yeah. So they've got 2 defenders in the name of the rook and the name of the knight. We've got 2 attackers, but they can very easily get a third very stable defender there. So I think we're just gonna we're just gonna make a little waiting move, just a little one. Okay, they've moved their bishop, which is interesting. Now the knight can come here, but that doesn't really do much for me. The queen can come here, force this. I think we are going to do this. We are going to do this because we are going to drop our queen back here anyway. So I don't actually mind as much if the knight does come in here, and we'll eventually be able to stop reinforcements from coming to this fella's aid. We can stop them immediately, which is great. We don't need... Don't need too much here. Gonna do this. Gonna hit him with this. And if they take with that, we'll hit him with this. Okay, they've given up that pawn. So we're just gonna take that all the way to the bank. This is check, so that's fine. And we have solved most of our problems, I would say. I think we can pop back here, defend everything. We're laughing. We are laughing. We are up a pawn, a crucial central pawn. They've got some ideas of their own. This is a wonderful square for that. Well, let's not be too hasty now, Andrew. Because this is actually weirdly annoying. So I think it's time for us to be weirdly annoying and take this bishop, hammer it at the queen there, and then this frees up this square for the knight, which is a little more interesting than over here. Just a little bit. That's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it, as the saying goes. That's fine by me. Well, we may as well jump the knight into the action. He's not doing anything elsewhere. could have come here, but this block, that's not a bad move. Not a bad move. You see, we kind of wanted to tempt that out. You can believe it or not, I did want that to happen. See, now we can go back to our original contemplation, which is here, which we said it wasn't a bad move. But now they've got this gaping hole in front of their king that our bishop already stares down. Okay, our rook isn't particularly useful here, so we can just trade off. If they want to take that trade, by all means, gentlemen. Fabio from Italy. I would love to see that dark square bishop come off the board. And perhaps I might force their hand. Very well. Oh, well, the queen is not in the healthiest position here, so let's all be a little careful today. Yeah. Quite easily trappable here, which is terrifying. We got a little blindside, we got a little white line fever here. We can take this now, which is nice. Also take this. Oh, yep, okay. Well, as it so happens, this is possible. Good move, good move. Their queen's a bit in no man's land. Our pieces look a lot better, except for our queen, who does look a little isolated here. Something as simple as this could win the day. It'll certainly go a long way toward it. Little room back here for the queen to operate. Little attack here. Ooh, little attack here. So the walls are closing in on the queen, but she's a crafty lassie, don't you worry about that. Although, after this, what about just that? Oh, we can just... No, we can't take that. Can't go there. But we could come here. We're grand. We're cruising. I think that's quite interesting. It's a strange position. I feel like there's a killer blow here. Something like B6 could just be it, you know. It's not a killer blow. Bishop could come here. It doesn't really do much. And then we can do this as a little bit of tactico. We're gonna do it. It doesn't hurt our position. It only helps it. And it gives them a very, very mild headache to deal with. And eventually those mild headaches can lead to just having a bad day. In fact, they often do. Sometimes you can take some paracetamol and get back on the horse, but sometimes you just have a bad day when you get enough headaches. Now then. That is interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Not very. Finally interesting. This looks good. Yeah. I think we can continue on the push here. No. Okay. Well, that works for me. Want to be careful here. You'd want to be very careful here, mate. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. We might lose that. We might lose this fella, but that's fine. We're all pals here. Jump back here. No bother to us. No bother to us. This is defended. We remain a pawn up. We've taken one of their active pieces away, as they have taken one of ours. So nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. This pawn is becoming less and less of an asset and more of a blocker. This move looks pretty interesting. Makes this bishop make a decision. Then hit that. Maybe pop the rook up here, which again is fine. Yeah, I think that'll be what it is. The knight has to respond here actually, and it doesn't have anywhere good to go. One, no, we're taking with the queen, 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 we're taking with the queen. Okay. Probably take with the rook, but we'll take with the queen. So we've trapped a knight. As you can probably tell by my train of thought there, not our intention. Not our intention when we went to go grab this bishop up here. But we did understand that we were getting away with it. We did understand that we were breaking even at least. But the knight is a nice bonus, I will say. Rook here, I'm sure they'll try to break down the walls of Jericho this ways, but that's fine too. And we have some options here. This seems the safest. Still have this knight idea which we can employ. Yes, our opponent is down a good bit of material, so you'll see a little bit of this desperation. And I don't mean that in terms of like, oh, our opponent is getting desperate, happy days. I mean that you can easily throw away game by not paying attention to those things. Hopefully it doesn't happen this time. Don't think it should. We are going to put a lot of squeeze on this bishop. Do we want to take the bishop? I think we kind of do want to take the bishop. I think we take the bishop and then we should be able to get one of these pawns. Just like so. But you want to be careful. You want to be careful. The queen's got good lines of sight. The rook's got good lines of sight. That's fine. We can trade off. And now we got to watch that thing like a hawk. Like a hawk. Bosh. Very interesting. Yeah, good job. Bosh. That was nice. That was nice, actually. Yep, okay. Because this bishop lying in wait since move whatever of the game. Just keeping a hawk eye on things. Okay, so what actually happened here? We played a Sicilian. We faced a Rossolimo or a Nimezhnitov Rossolimo. Definitely butchered that name, but that's fine. We tried to kick the bishop out. That was good. We fianchetted our own bishop. And this bishop stays the whole live-long game here, even though it's pretty poorly positioned, because it is biting down on granite here. And using that phrase has brought to mind Daniel Naroditsky, which is still a very fresh tragedy that has happened in the chess world. If you've made it this far in the chess video, you probably are into chess. You might have seen Daniel Naroditsky, Grandmaster, incredible teacher. He actually has so much content on YouTube that helped me get into chess, inspired me to start a chess channel, even though I'm a mere mortal compared to what he knew about the game. And he passed away a couple of weeks ago at this stage, but this is the first video I'm making since then, and I just want to say rest in peace, Daniel. I never met you. I would have loved the chance to meet you. But an incredible chess teacher. Seemed like a really genuine bloke, and a huge loss to the chess world and to the world writ large. So, yeah, just the phrase "biting on granite." It's a Daniel Naroditsky special. He has many lovely phrases. So if you haven't checked out his speed runs, they're on YouTube. He has hours and hours, days of content of just how to get better at chess. So I really recommend that. You'll see what a gentleman he was as well. So that puts things into perspective for today's game. I mean, we played a nice fun one where we were able to pile enough pressure on that e-pawn and eventually get an advantage, which we never really gave back. This was a nice tactic we found as well, where very vague tactic, but basically we got out of this pin with check. So it was a nice even trade from a knight that was a little bit offside. So it was a good one to be able to give that back. We got our bishop well positioned and attacked the queen. We got our knight. This was just a little flirtation with danger. They came and kicked the knight out, but we had many homes for this knight, and including this d5 square, which I believe it did wreak a little bit of havoc from. Bishop comes in here. This was a nice try, but we were able to fend off the bishop, and we got a little bit at odds with our queen, a little bit offside with our queen here. Dropped a pawn, gained a pawn, moved our knight into that very commanding square, and thankfully we were able to push this pawn, kick the bishop away, push it again, which I thought was nice. They take with the pawn, we take with the bishop. They drop this knight into a very nasty place, I will say, because they've got this defending, they've got it defended twice, we've got it attacked twice, and no real great square to move this knight away. So did want to deal with this tactically, which we did, where we take with the queen, we take the bishop, which was the best move. I think probably because of the maneuver that ended the game, really, where this actually traps the knight. No safe square, no way to get the knight any help. They were able to desperado it, get a pawn for it, but we are able to consolidate here. We get the knight in here, we take the bishop, and then again we kind of fork, skewer, double attack these pawns. Not enough ways to defend both of them. This defends it once, but not twice. The rook comes and claims its own comeuppance. We take the queen, and I think that the real killing blow here is that we have both rooks skewered here. So even when one comes here to take the queen, which it likely will, we will come and take the other, which then leaves us up a rook and a bishop. We're just going to come hunting this pawn, mop up the other pawn. So a nice clean game, and yeah, I don't know if it's tried to dedicate that to Daniel Naroditsky. I mean, I'm sure he's probably would be pretty offended by some of the chess he saw here today, but he always had a great amount of patience for less than stellar chess, which maybe this was. But thanks for tuning in, and enjoy your chess. All the best.